So these are the contents which we are going through. First is introduction, method of thermography, types of thermographic camera, application, conclusion, future scope, and references. Okay, let's get started. This is the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, as you have already learned that in physics, wavelength of visible light is from 4000 to 7000 angstrom. Okay, we are here mostly concerned about infrared rays, not about the visible light or anything else. Okay, so can anyone tell what is the wavelength of infrared rays? Can anyone just put it in the chat box if you know? It's mostly the more than the visible light, right? Let's see how much it is. Wavelength of infrared rays. Okay, you can see here this one is the visible, and from here to here it's an infrared rays. Wavelength of infrared rays ranges from 9000 to 11,000 angstrom. There was one astronomer named Sir Williams who discovered the spectrum in 1800s. He found that the radiation coming out from an object is beyond the visible light, which is also invisible to the human eye. So he termed this invisible light as a calorific ray, as the image is formed due to the temperature. Now you can correlate the things. Why he has used the word calorific? Why? Because the word temperature, right? So today we know it as an infrared rays. Okay. So you are clear about the infrared rays and also about the history of it. Okay. Let's get into the thermography. It is nothing but the temperature profiling of a surface or a point. You have already know what the profiling means, as you have already learned that in the survey. What is profiling? Profiling of contour. Remember, you have done that the same in survey also. Here, there you used the profile of contour, and now here you use the profile for temperature. Understood? When the radiation is detected by the instrument, it will make thermal map. Now, what is thermal map? It is said in the layman's terms to be the thermal map or the temperature image, but actual what it is called to be the thermograms. Okay, remember the word thermogram is the temperature picture, and which is also called as the temperature image. Okay, and the method of using it is called as the thermography. So thermogram is the photo or the pic, and the thermography is a method. Understand? Next, as the name suggests, infrared thermography is based on the infrared technique. The principle underlying this technique is that every object emits certain amount of IR energy, and the intensity of this IR energy is the function of temperature. It means more the temperature, more will be the intensity, and the darker image will be formed in the thermogram. Infrared thermography is one of the non-destructive thermal methods which is becoming even more popular in non-destructive testing of structure. Now you are from the second year and third year pass out students, so you probably know what is the NDT means. NDT is the non-destructive technique. Okay, you have already learned that in a BMCP. So non-destructive means checking the strength and other related parameters without damaging the structure. As far as this thermal method is concerned, IIT is the best option to be emerges. Okay. A picture says 1,000 words. Infrared thermography is the only diagnostic technology that instantly visualize and verify the thermal performance. So this is the only thermal tool which gives the instant and accurate result. So to sum up, infrared thermography is a science of thermal acquisition and analysis of thermal information from non-contact thermal imaging device. So this is a tool to analyze the structure thermally and find the best possible solution to overcome the structural damage. Now the instrument only does the 50% of work. Remember this, the instrument gives the output, only the thermal image. As a civil engineer, what we have to do is the next 50% of work. And what is that 50% of work? That is nothing but analyzing this thermal image and finding the best possible solution to overcome this structural damage. Understood? Next. Just wait. Next is working. All objects will emit thermal radiation as a consequences of their temperature. Since all objects have a temperature, all objects will emit thermal radiation. Higher the temperature, more will be the thermal radiation. Okay. Now, let us consider one object. Say for example, this is one object. This object emits some thermal radiations. Okay. When the temperature of this object is more, then we are going to get the more thermal contrast image. Understood? The more the contrast image, the more will be the accuracy of the location where exactly this this object has defected. Understood? Let's understand this one by using simple example. Okay. Now look at this picture. It is a cup which has a coffee in it. But do we know if the coffee is hot or cold? Can we see anything about it? No. But when we see through this thermal camera, we can infer that the blue area, this blue area is cooler while the green portion is hot. What we can conclude here, that the coffee is hot. Understood? Now, how can we know whether exactly the coffee is hot? So for that purpose, there is one temperature scale here. You can see here one temperature scale. The darker it is, the colder it is, and the brighter it is, the warmer it is. And this scale has similar like a rainbow. Rainbow has 7 colors, you know, vibrio, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. So to remember this, we can remember the same as that of the vibrio, right? So remember this temperature scale. We are going to need this in further. Okay. Next is with this type of detector, the response time was reduced considerably and measurement accuracy is increased. This instrument helps in reducing the time and increase the accuracy as the human intervention is minimum. Now, what is human intervention? The more amount of human is getting into any of the method, the accuracy is ultimately going to get reduced, because every person has its own drawback. Every person is going to use any instrument differently. Okay. The first commercial infrared camera appeared in the end 90s. Recent innovation, particularly in the detector technology, incorporation of the built-in visual image, automatic functionality, and infrared software development delivers more cost-effective analysis solution than ever before. So, because of these three things, what are those three things? Built-in visual image, automatic functionality, and infrared software development. This thing, it becomes convenient to use and procure the more advantage out of it. Okay. Now, method of thermography. Next is there are two basically method of thermography. First is the passive thermography and second one is the active thermography. Now there is only one difference between these two. There is in one method we are going to use the external source of light. Now why do we require the external source of light? Because you can see here there are two methods which is based on thermal radiation emission. There are certain objects which emit the thermal radiation and going to give you the best result, and there are some objects which is not. So that's why we are going to use this active thermography. Okay, let's see what exactly it is. Passive thermography, as the name suggests, passive is something which we don't have. Okay, it is a method in which there is no need of external source of light. So in this method, we don't use the external source of light to give the higher energy. The thermographic image can directly generated as the object itself emitting the radiation, and camera captures this radiation and produces the image. Okay, to understand this, let's get into this photo. Let's diagram. Okay, this is one object. This object is a little bit homogeneous and non-homogeneous also. So this object itself emitting the radiation. You can see here with the red arrows. These are the emitted surface radiation. Now this surface radiation is directly detected by IR camera, and after getting this radiations, we can directly procure the thermograms. Understood? Next is the active thermography. If the temperature gradient between the scene and the object of interest exists, the target can be inspected using the passive approach. Okay, that's what we have seen. If the thermal gradient is present, so we don't require the external source. However, when the object of interest is in equilibrium with the rest of the scene, it is possible to create a thermal contrast on the surface using the thermal source, and this is known as the active thermography. And now, what we are going to do in this method, we are going to place one thermal source. Thermal source is basically the sunlight or any halogen light, or basically in general light, which is going to heat up the object. The more the object will get heat, the more the radiation it will emit. Okay. In this method, energy brought to the object of interest, it will cause the change of the thermal gradient, thus witnessing the presence of surface defects. Okay. To understand this, let's get into this example. Okay. This is one object. This object has some defect. Now we have placed two halogen light. Now what is the purpose of this two halogen light? To give the energy to this particular surface, to heat up this object. Now, after heating up this object, what will happen? The radiations are getting out of this object. This radiation are nothing but the thermal radiation, so IR radiation. Now, after getting the IR radiation, this IR camera, this is the infrared thermal camera, is directly getting the radiation, and he is going to make a thermograms in this PC. Okay, and there is one dimmer. Dimmer is basically used to control this intensity of this halogen lamp. Okay. This is the temperature scale, as I have already explained this. Now the total infrared system. Now what the thermal camera is going to do? See, there is one object. Object is emitting the IR energy or IR radiation through the atmosphere. Now this IR energy is going to capture by the imager. This IR imager is nothing but a thermal camera, and after that, this is the output of what we are getting. This output is called as the thermogram. Remember this. And what is thermography? Thermography is the method, and this is a thermogram. Okay. So this is input, processing, and this is an output. That's just the 50% of work. So in any application, in any branch, this is the common thing. Now what we have to do? We have to get into the civil engineering perspective. We have to do the another 50% of work. So how we are going to do this? So this is one experimental setup where voids are created intentionally inside this concrete. This one concrete, we have intentionally created some voids in it and check at what depth the thermal camera can detect the anomalies. Now, where is okay. Okay, this is the front side and this is the back side, and this is the cross section of this concrete. Okay, now this is the fourth position and this is the first position. This is the first position void and this is the fourth position void. So remember this, I am just going to explain only this part. Okay, so when the thermograms is formed, it will bring it will something look like this. Can you see here? This is the thermogram of that particular picture. Now just tell me whether we are using the active approach or passive approach. Are we using any kind of thermal camera? Are we using any kind of external source to heat up this object? No. So this is a passive approach or a passive thermography method. Okay. Now see here, this image. This image has taken black and white, where white denotes the air gap. You can see here. This is the fourth position and this is the first position. What we can conclude here? You can see at the fourth location of void is being clearly as it is a white, and first position is not. Still you can see vaguely red too. Okay, so what conclusion we can draw here? We can say that the thermal camera can detect a defect up to a 10 centimeter. Okay, so you can see here this is 2 centimeter, 4, 6, 8, and up to 10 centimeter we can see any kind of void inside the concrete. Okay, that's the power of this thermal camera. Understood? Now next, types of thermographic camera. Now these are some of the types of thermal camera which is available in market. This Slug Thermcam, P640 infrared thermal camera, plus C2 thermal camera, and there are some thermal camera which can directly attach to this Android or iOS phone, which we can directly get the thermal image. But as far as possible, this is not going to give the exact result. You can't use such kind of things for the engineering purpose. Okay, these are some of the infrared cameras. It somewhat to me looks like the video camera which we have seen in the weddings and all, right? Next is the application. First is the electrical inspection, like inspecting the hot connection and the failing components. Okay, the drawback of any electrical component is what? Is increase of temperature. If the temperature increases and crosses the threshold value, the component will get failed ultimately. If we detect the scene prior to the crossing the threshold, we can save the component as well as the equipment as well. So how? So just look at this image. When we take this thermogram, we can check this particular wire is get heated too much. But with naked eyes, can we see this? No. So we can if we are using the thermal camera, so we can get to know that this particular wire or this particular component is get heated up. So we can directly replace this component and mitigate any kind of damages or the destruction. Okay. Same with this image. You can see here this particular component is get heated too much. So we can just switch it off and replace this particular component and start working on it. So this way we can mitigate any kind of damages. Next is the surveillance and security. It is also used in surveillance for the security and the defense purpose. Mostly you have seen this kind in night vision goggle used by basically the army personnel. Okay, its application is also in the medical to diagnose the patient, mostly used to check this severe acute respiratory syndrome. This is something severe acute respiratory syndrome, which is mostly in the medical terms. So I don't know much about it. And it is also used in the thermometer. Remember, have you seen this thermometer? In this COVID era, you must have seen this particular kind of temperature gun being used by the doctor to check the temperature. Have you seen this in everywhere, even in the news? You have seen this. This temperature gun is being used. Now, on which principle this temperature gun is using? Using this infrared thermography. Okay. Next is the mechanical. It is also used to find the defects in the mechanical equipment as well. But last, and the last is the building diagnostic. It is used to detect the moisture envelope, roof leaks, which is going to be learned in details. These things are what we are going to learn in details. Okay. So from the civil engineer prospect, infrared thermography is applicable for these things. Okay, insulation inspection, identifying air leakage, heat loss sources, determination of surface anomalies, to examine unintended airflow. These are the things which we are going to learn in details as far as civil engineering is concerned. Now the 50% part is completed. Now we are concerned about the next 50% part. Okay. First is the quality assurance of the moisture envelope. Now see this image. With naked eyes, you can't see any kind of moisture which is being present in this ceiling. But when you see through the infrared thermal camera, you can see there are some moisture. Okay, these are nothing but the moisture envelope which is being present over this ceiling. Okay. Next, this is another image. Here also, you can see nothing, but in thermal camera, we can see there is so much of accumulation of moisture at the junction. Okay. Next is quality assurance of air leakages. Now, air leakages is one of the problematic situation which everybody is facing. So, whenever we get into this AC room or where the AC is switched on, and we can feel that something is the cold air is getting outside the door also. So, this is also the same thing. These are the air leakages. Okay. And the last is the roof moisture inspection. I don't have the actual image of this, but this is the thermogram of that particular image. You can see here there is total moisture patch is present. Okay, so this moisture patch cannot be seen with the naked eyes, but we can see through this thermal camera. Okay, now I have had used this thermal camera for the study of infrared thermography as well. Okay, I have used this camera. So this camera is totally looks like the one which we have used digital camera also. Only difference is that there is a thermal camera is present at this particular point. Okay, this is the general visual camera which we use, and this is the flash, and the whole process is easy to use and comfortable to use. Okay, and this is the temperature scale which I have already told you before, right? First one is the dampness and leakages. How to detect where is the dampness present? We can't basically detect exactly where the dampness is present. We have to take each and every parts of the photo, every wall. Okay. In this case, you can see here only the paints are been fallen out. But what is the reason behind this fallen out of this paint? It is nothing but the ingress of this moisture, and this moisture is being ingressed at the top also. But the most concentration is at the bottom, so we can detect here also. Next, this I haven't taken. I have taken this from internet. So here also you can see this is a basement floor, and this basement floor is being leaked, and the whole moisture is get accumulated over this particular area, which we can't see in the naked eyes. Next is this moisture. Now here you can see the moisture with the naked eye up to only here, but when we see through thermal camera, we have seen that the moisture has increases at the top as well as at the side also. Okay, so how to overcome this problem now? This image we can get to know that there is moisture present, but as a civil engineer, what we can do, we have to remove all this plaster and replaster it. Okay, so how much plaster need to be removed? The whole of it. We can't just remove this particular area of plaster and replaster it and we can say our work has done. Okay, this is a wrong thing. Next is the source of water leakage. Okay, you can see here there is water leakages, but I have taken this photo so closely, so that's why I can see here. We can see here the water leakage. Next is the air leakage. As I have already stated that air leak not seen by the naked eyes. You can't see whether the air is leaked, but in actually the air has been leaked at this particular point, at this particular area. Next, this is also the same thing. Even the door is closed, we can see that all the air is getting out of this particular door. Okay, so this door need to be air sealed, and after air sealing this door, then only we are able to save the energy. Otherwise, the whole energy is getting out of this particular room. Okay. Next is the rooftop moisture. Now, in naked eyes, you can't see any kind of roof moisture, but with the thermal camera, you can see here the full patch is getting leaked, or the whole patch is heterogeneous. Here you can see the full area is same temperature, so it is a homogeneous area. Understood? Next, this is also the same. With naked eyes, you can't see anything, but in rainy season, whenever the water is going to accumulate, these are the portion where the water is going to get accumulated, because this is the non-homogeneous area. Okay, so these are the things which we are going to get procured. Now, what is the next? Data processing using the computer application. Now, with this thermal camera, they also give this software which is called as the FLIR tool. Now, this is the name of company. Okay, I have already told you. So they also give this software called as FLIR tool. Using this, we can import all the files into the computer. Okay, after that, what we have to do? We have to do the analysis of it. How to do the analysis? Let me just tell you this. Okay, after doing analysis, there are so many of the parameters which is given by the that particular camera itself. Say for example, like emissivity, temperature, distance, atmospheric temperature, external, and also the human relative humidity. All these things is directly get from this camera. Now in this picture, now can you see anything? We can't see any defect, but when we see through thermal camera, we can see here there is so much of non-homogeneity present in this particular area. So what we have to do as a civil engineer, we have to remove the whole plaster of the surface and replaster it properly. Then only we can, after doing so, we can see that there is no leakages or no any moisture envelope will get present on it. Okay. So now, getting to the merits. Merits of infrared thermography. First is the fast inspection rate. As we only have to take the photo of it, we don't have to do much of the work. So the inspection rate is ultimately fast. Prevents electrical fire. We have already seen this electrical fire in this application for the electrical components, right? Fast, reliable, and accurate output. A large surface can be scanned in less time. Even we can scan the whole campus in just an hour or two. Okay, presented in visual and digital form. Software backup for the image processing and analysis. Okay, we also get the software for that purpose. It's not like we have to take the camera and we have to start analyzing then and there itself. Required less skill for monitoring, as we require less skill for monitoring also. It is a non-contact type of technique. This is one of the major advantage as far as civil engineering is concerned. Okay, we don't have to contact, we don't have to touch anything to get to know what is the strength or what is the other parameter or any defect is present in it. It can be used to measure or observe the area inaccessible or hazardous for other methods. There are some methods, say for example, rebound hammer. If we have to use the rebound hammer, we have to go to that place and have to take the readings for it. But in this case, can we take this? Okay, I can agree that we can't directly get the strength out of this, but whenever we get the thermogram, we can check where exactly the strength is less. Okay, we can't get the quantitatively but qualitatively. See, every kind coin has two sides. If it has merits, so it also has the demerits. Quality camera often has a high price range. This is one of the major drawbacks of this thermal camera. Cheaper are 40 to 40 pixel up to 120 to 120 pixel. So I have already shown you one of the camera which is directly connected to the particular Android or iOS mobile. So these are the cheaper one, but this is not at all useful. But as we increase the price, we are going to get the higher specification thermal camera. Wind speed more than 20 kmph can give the erroneous result. Okay? Whenever there is some wind, cold wind is blowing across the object and thermal camera, we are going to get the wrong results. Unable to detect the inside temperature if the medium is separated by glass or polythene. Okay, this is also one of the problems. Say for example, there is glass and we have to take the thermal image of the thing which is inside the glass. But what happened? We are standing here, we get the reflection of ourselves. As we are getting the reflection of ourselves, so we get the thermal radiation of ourselves, and we are not going to get the things which is getting inside it. Okay, so this is also one of the drawback. Effect of thermal losses, conduction, radiation, and conductive radiation and convection disturb the thermal conditions. Okay, now say for example, this is one object. This object gets the heat or the iron energy. Whenever it gets the iron energy, it is two things happen. First, it will absorb, and second one, it will reflect. Whenever whatever the things which has been absorbed is not going to get into the thermogram. The things which is get reflected from the object is going to get captured in this detector for the thermographic camera. Okay, so this is also one of the drawback of it. Now let's get into the conclusion. Modern non-destructive measuring method for the examination of redeveloped and non-renovated buildings, as we can do the measurement for the renovated, also the non-renovated buildings. Applicable for the insulation inspection, identifying air leakages and heat loss sources, as we have seen the whole of it in detail. Studying the wetting and drying process of building materials. So this can also be used for this process. Okay, say for example, we can take one brick. We are going to wet this brick and going to take how the brick is going to get dried. We start the thermal camera video of this thermal camera, and we can see which portions will get dried first and which portion is not going to get dried. So this way we can understand the behavior of that particular element. So for element means that building materials. Okay. This method reduces the human effort and reduces the chances of human error and enhances to improve the decision making capacity. As I have already stated that the human intervention is less in this case. Only the 50% part is getting into this human intervention. So it becomes easy and it reduces the human effort as well. Last is the future scope. Okay, these are the future scopes which I have stated. There will be chance in the near future that the satellite will take the thermogram as the Google Earth take the photos of physical features, and the result can be interpreted in the office itself. So say for example, right now what the satellite doing? Satellite is directly taking the physical features, photos of the physical features like land, roads, rivers, and all these things. If the satellite is going to get the photos of these thermograms, then it becomes easy for us to analyze, because the first demerit I have already stated, it is the one of the costliest. So the cost of this thermogram, cost of this camera will get reduced abruptly. Okay, and this is second feature scope. Thermal camera can also be used to detect the temperature of the people coming into the office premises and analyze whether they are suffering from fever or not. So in this COVID era, we can use this. Say for example, in our college campus, we just install one thermal camera in front of the gate, and whosoever is getting inside the campus, we can directly detect it in this fashion. Okay, so whosoever is coming, we can directly detect what is the temperature of that particular person. If the temperature of particular person is getting more than the threshold, say for example, we can conclude that if that particular person has fever, and if he has fever, then we can say that the person is contagious with this. The person is having this coronavirus. So we can directly tell him not to get inside the campus, and we can save our campus from getting into this coronavirus and all. Okay. So this is the future scope which I have stated, and that's all. These are the references which I have used to make this presentation. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful presentation. It was a very interesting topic, and all the students must have got to learn something new today. And it was really a good presentation, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.